Hey, this is Mike from the Run Testers, and this is our full review of the New Balance Fresh Foam X 860 v13. The New Balance Fresh Foam X 860 v13 is best described as a moderate stability daily trainer and is priced at £140 in the UK and $140 in the US. Specs wise, you've got a shoe with a 10mm drop, and in our UK size A, it weighed in at the same 290 grams as the 860 v12. Additionally available in wide and extra wide fit options, New Balance has made changes to the engineered mesh upper to make it more supportive, added a softer version of its Fresh Foam X midsole foam with a more responsive foam position at the forefoot to create a quicker toe off. The outsole has been tweaked as well to give it better grip and contribute to that more stable feel, while the shape of the medial post under the arch has also changed to offer improved support. So fit for me, I would say go true to size. Now the key thing to know about this shoe is that New Balance does offer it in kind of standard, wide, extra wide options, but I think even in my standard UK size 8, I found it pretty spacious, and I think, you know, it's an accommodating fit, I would say, without it feeling a little bit kind of loose or in places. I think up front you get a good space up front in the toe box. It's relatively wide at the midfoot as well. And you always get the change the material, the feel of the material in the upper, and it kind of stiffens up around the heels, kind of offer a bit more support up here in the upper as well. So for me, no problems in terms of that fit. I would say go true to size. It is a spacious fit. I think if you want more kind of more of a wider fit, there are options there, but I think even in the standard one or the standard version, you still get something that's pretty accommodating and spacious, particularly at the front of the toe box and at the midfoot. So into that run test, and I'll start by mentioning what I mentioned in the first run video that I did on this shoe, and that is that I'm not a person that runs in stability shoes or even kind of moderate stability shoes, but having run in the 860 v12 last year, you know, I generally found it fine in terms of being a neutral runner and running in that shoe. I didn't find the kind of stability elements an issue for me or anything that created any kind of discomfort. It felt fine to do the kind of runs that I wanted to use it for, kind of comfortable, kind of easy, kind of maybe slightly picking up the pace in paces, but very much kind of easy paced kind of recovery style runs. Now, in terms of what you're getting with the 860 v13, I think it's more of the same here. I think what I would say is it's been a very comfortable shoe to run in. It's a shoe I've had no issues kind of running long in. That's, you know, that's kind of where I see it as, just going out running, you know, eating up a lot of mileage in this shoe and having that level of comfort. I think the ride is pretty smooth, very consistent. That's what I would say. The kind of things that I would look for in a daily trainer, running at that kind of pace as well. Now, in terms of those stability elements, you know, unlike, you know, traditional stability shoes, what New Balance has done and what other shoe brands are starting to do now is use a combination of elements to create or offer that kind of stability and that extra support in the shoe. So you're getting elements in the upper here, you're getting that kind of wider kind of base as well. Then you're getting that kind of medial post in the arch, which is something we had on the 860 v12 as well. Now it's slightly changed in terms of the shape of it and how it sits in the shoe. It doesn't entirely disappear, or didn't entirely disappear for me in terms of my runs. You do kind of feel it a little bit, but ultimately it wasn't an issue. I feel like the fact you're getting an upper that feels very supportive, and as I said, you're getting that kind of those stable elements from different places, and it's not necessarily combining to, you know, create that one experience. It's almost, you know, it's offering you that stability in different areas, and I think that's a really nice thing that I got from this shoe. Now, for me, in terms of running in the shoe, it's the weight wise, you know, I've kind of weighed the two shoes up, the 860 v13 and my v12, and they've come in around the same weight. So I would, you know, personally, I would like it if it was a little bit lighter, personally. You know, it's kind of a little bit heavier, maybe slightly heavier than something like the Saucony Tempest, which is also kind of a moderate stability shoe that's out there. But ultimately it's been fine. It hasn't felt clumpy and bulky to run in the runs that I've done. And yeah, as I said, it's been very comfortable. You've got that softer Fresh Foam X foam in there, which, you know, obviously helps to offer that kind of more comfortable ride. I would say it's kind of a softer firm feel in terms of what you're getting there in that midsole. It's not too plush like something like the Fresh Foam more V4. But it's also not too overly firm that, you know, when you're kind of maybe slowing up a little bit, you kind of feel that firmness when you want that kind of extra kind of cushioning, you know, underfoot. As well, the outsole, I mean, I thought the outsole was pretty good on the 860 V12. It has been tweaked slightly on the 860 V13, as you can probably see, and I'll show. But also, I'm not seeing terrible wear after kind of 50k of running in it. You know, it would say to me that you're going to get a decent fair amount of running out of this shoe, which is kind of what it's there and it's designed for. It's designed to soak up a lot of running time, and you know, I would have no issues kind of running a lot in this shoe. I'm not, you know, as I say, I'm not seeing terrible signs of wear in that outsole yet. And it's feeling pretty good, as I said, after kind of 50k in the shoe. So yeah, for me, I would say all very positive in terms of my experience running the shoe. Every time I've took it out and I've run in, you know, I haven't really had a bad run in it. It's just been very good, solid running. The kind of, you know, the running that I would expect, or running experience I expect to get from it. It's been comfortable. Those kind of, you know, moderate stability elements you're getting in different departments of this shoe, I think work nicely if you want those there on those kind of easier recovery runs. And I think, yeah, it's you know, comfort is the key here. Kind of an outsole that's built to kind of last, and I think an upper that kind of wraps and sits and gives you a nice kind of lockdown on those kind of longer distance runs, or even those kind of shorter runs as well, if you're just going out and do some easier stuff as well. So yeah, all very positive for me, I think, overall in terms of my run. As I said, from the first run to kind of the last run I've done in my test, I haven't had a bad run in this shoe. It just feels very consistent, reliable. As I said, the ride feels very smooth as well, and it's definitely, you know, those traits of what we've got the 860 V12, but I feel like having those kind of that softer midsole foam in there as well, slight changes in the upper as well, make it a nicer overall experience. And it's one, say, you know, if I wanted a shoe that I could run long and kind of easy in, then this is a shoe I wouldn't have issues dealing with. And yeah, overall my experience running in the shoe has been very, very good. So, verdict for me on the New Balance Fresh Foam X 860 V13 is that I think it's a very solid upgrade on the 860 V12, and I think the changes that New Balance has made here have all been for the good. I still think it's a very comfortable shoe to run in. It was one I had no kind of qualms picking up, lacing up, going out and doing kind of easy recovery runs, kind of those kind of more moderately paced runs as well. The level of comfort you're getting here from this shoe, I think, is solid overall. And even though you've got those kind of moderate stability elements here, I think as a neutral runner like myself, I haven't had any problems running in this shoe, and I don't think neutral runners would have a problem running in this shoe as well, and enjoying the kind of comfortable kind of ride and kind of smooth ride that you get in this shoe. And it's a shoe that I think can eat up a lot of mileage as well. Now, if you look at other shoes that kind of sit in that kind of moderate stability kind of realm, I think the other kind of standout one I would think of is the Saucony Tempest. That you can find that for slightly less than this shoe. I think it's slightly lighter. I personally think it's a little bit nicer looking as well, but, you know, looks isn't everything. And that's another shoe that offers those kind of stability elements in a very subtle way, and one that it can ultimately work for neutral runners as well. But I think this sits well with things like the Saucony Tempest. I think if you like the 860 V12, and you're wondering how New Balance could make improvements to make it a better shoe that suits kind of those that need that kind of moderate stability, but want something to run a lot of mileage in and want that kind of comfort and support, then this is definitely a shoe to do in it. It's one that I've had no kind of issues kind of picking up and running with. It kind of ticks all the key boxes I would look for from a kind of daily trainer, that, you know, if you want to kind of run a little bit easier and not necessarily fussed about going a little bit quicker in, then this is the shoe, or a good shoe to do that in. So yeah, overall very positive for me. I think a very good solid upgrade on the 860 V12, and I think, yeah, definitely worth checking out if you're looking for a moderate stability kind of daily trainer that's less emphasis on that kind of speed. And also, if you're a neutral runner, you know, that's good. I think it will work for a lot of neutral runners as well too. Okay, so there you have it. That is our take on the New Balance Fresh Foam X 860 V13. Now, if you've got any questions about this shoe or other shoes you want to see it compared to, let us know in the comments. As always, like and subscribe. Hit that little bell to find out about our latest videos. And yeah, we'll see you in the next Run Testers video.